In this video, we will be discussing about world history of kayak, Malaysian history of kayak, kayak attires and equipment, how to embark and disembark kayak, paddling technique, forward, reverse, how to turn left and right, and lastly, personal survival. Without further ado, let's go to the first part of the video, which is world history of kayak.
The kayak was invented by the Inuit and Alert tribes roughly 5,000 years ago and was used for hunting on the coastal waters, rivers, and inlet lakes of the Arctic region. The first kayak were typically made from driftwood or whalebone used as a frame, with animal skin stretched across it and whale fat used as a waterproof coating. Modern kayak were invented in the 90s, with the biggest breakthrough being the invention of the seat-on-top kayak in the 1970s and the introduction of the roto-molded polyethylene in the 1980s. Kayak came to Europe in the mid-18th, with French and German men embracing kayaking as a recreational activity. John McGregor organized a regatta in 1873, introducing kayaking as a competitive sport. However, kayak made their appearance at the Olympic Games much later in Berlin in 1936. Today, kayaks are lightweight and easier to maneuver than kayaks of the past, making it possible for anyone to take up the sport.
The history of kayaking in Malaysia can be traced back to the early 1950s, when the Lumut Outward Bound School was established. OBS is located in Lumut, Perak, which is about 275 kilometers away from Kuala Lumpur. The school's training modules included expedition to raise the physical and mental health of its students. This was followed by the Malaysian Teachers Training College, which included canoeing and kayaking in their outdoor education syllabus. In the early 1980s, kayaking began to grow as a mass activity and recreational pursuit in Malaysia. This was largely due to the launch of the Sport for All program by the Malaysian Ministry of Youth and Sport. The program aimed to offer Malaysians a wide range of recreational activities and led to the establishment of outdoors recreational associations all over the country, many of which offered kayaking as one of their main activities. During this era, more than 100 kayaking and canoeing expeditions were organized all around the country. One of the highlights of this period was the first circumnavigation of the Malaysian peninsula by Wahab and Saharuddin in 1988. This great achievement led to the establishment of international canoeing and kayaking expeditions such as Nusantara 1, Nusantara 2, Nusantara 3, and all-women expedition in the 1991. In the 1990s, kayaking continued to grow in popularity in Malaysia, with more and more people taking up the sport as a hobby or for recreational purposes. This was due to a number of factors, including the increasing awareness of the benefits of kayaking, such as its low-impact nature and its suitability for all ages and fitness levels. Today, kayaking is one of the most popular water sports in Malaysia. There are kayaking clubs and associations all over the country, and there are a number of kayaking competitions and events held each year. Kayaking is also a popular recreational activity, with many people enjoying kayaking in rivers, lakes, and coastal waters. Some of the most popular kayaking destinations in Malaysia includes Langkawi, Tioman Island, Redang Island, Sipadan Island, Mubud Island, Mulu National Park. Taman Nagara National Park is a great way to explore the natural beauty of Malaysia and to get some exercise at the same time.
The first equipment that we need to have is a kayak. Kayak serves a purpose as a raft when we're kayaking, and we must ensure that the kayak is safe to use and in good condition before we go kayaking. The next equipment is Personal Flotation Device (PFD). It is an essential piece of gear for every kayaker. It will help you keep safe and prepared if unexpected circumstances arise on the water, for example, capsizing. It also prevents the wearer from drowning, and always wear the PFD and never take it off while on the water. It also includes signaling whistle, which in case of emergency we can use it to call for help. Now we have the paddle. Paddle is needed for recreational kayak activities, and we use paddle to move forward, backwards, and maneuver the kayak. So now, what should we wear during kayaking? We should wear dry suit or water-resistant shirt and pants. As for warm weather conditions such as in Malaysia, it is advisable for us to wear water-resistant shirt and pants as it keeps our body dry during kayaking, and we need proper attire that keeps you dry and comfortable throughout your kayaking adventure. Lastly, we have water shoes that are used to prevent cuts and abrasions when walking in wet and rocky environments. It helps the wearer's feet dry faster, and water shoes are designed to get wet and protect the feet when we are kayaking. Now I will be sharing with you on steps by step on how to wear the PFD jacket. So first, we undo all the straps, zips and buckles like in this video, and then we put on the PFD and make sure to fasten all the buckles. Make sure it is buckled on the waist and under your crotch. Then make sure to tighten all the straps. And finally, make sure that the PFD is not too tight and there is room to breathe.
Embarking and disembarking a kayak safely and efficiently is essential for an enjoyable kayaking experience. Here are step-by-step instructions on how to do it. So firstly, we need to select a calm and shallow area for embarking the kayak, such as shown in the video. Avoid areas with strong currents and wave. And then, we need to prepare our gear. We need to make sure that the bow of kayak is facing the water just like in the video. Reach over and grasp the kayak sides near the cockpit opening for stability. Slide into the cockpit, starting with your butt first, as this will help you balance. Once you are seated, position your feet comfortably inside the kayak. Ensure that your knees are in contact with the thigh braces for better control. And after everything feels secure and comfortable, you can now hold your paddle across your lap and be prepared for kayaking. And the steps when you want to disembark a kayak is pretty much the same as when you are embarking one, except that you will get your feet out first instead of your butt, and then simply stand up afterwards. Now, I would like to talk about paddling techniques in this section, specifically about how to move forward and backwards in a kayak. When it comes to kayaking, understanding the proper paddling techniques is paramount for a smooth and enjoyable experience on the water. Whether you are a novice or a seasoned paddler, knowing how to navigate your kayak efficiently is crucial. So to move forward, reach ahead with your paddle, immerse the blade into the water, and pull it back alongside your kayak while rotating your torso, as I have and demonstrates in the video. This technique propels your kayak forward with each stroke. Conversely, for moving backward, push the paddle blade away from your hip while maintaining a similar rotation. These foundational techniques will serve as the building blocks for your kayaking adventures, ensuring you can easily maneuver in various conditions and explore the beauty of the waterways.
Okay, how to turn left or right? For example, you want to turn to the left, just pedal your kayak only on one side, on the right. And when you want to turn to the right, just pedal on one side on your left. That's all. Okay, now I will show you how to self-rescue if you kayak turn over or capsize. Okay, now this is the example if your kayak capsize. First of all, don't be panicked. Try to calm yourself first. Position yourself beside the kayak and keep your legs straight like standing in the water. And then try hold in the back of the kayak and try to pull it and turn it back to the normal position. Okay, now let one person to hold at the front of kayak to stabilize it. The other one try attempt to get back to the kayak from the center as is the lowest point. When one person is already get into the kayak, help the other one to get into it by stabilizing the kayak by your weight. After both of you get into the kayak, use your hand to move the kayak to get back your pedal. Then you may continue kayak safely.
After you have finished with your kayaking activities, you may be wondering, what do I do next? Don't worry, because I will be explaining to you about what to do after kayak, including some tips to make your equipment last longer. Firstly, after you have already disembarked from your kayak, carry it with your partner to the drying rack. To store a kayak, it is recommended to place it upside down to drain the water. For an ideal drying rack, it is better to have an indoor dedicated storage than drying it outside to protect it from damage such as discoloration. Storing your personal flotation device. After taking off your PFD, rinse it with water and place it on the drying rack. Even better on an indoor drying rack where it is well ventilated and no direct sunlight. So, what are you waiting for? Grab your pedal, have fun kayaking, and thank you for watching.